It's really looking bad for this movie. It's really looking bad for this movie. I'm just gonna just do some kind of like trailer reactions, like responding, hit play where you can hear it, and I'm gonna say what they're saying is exactly what I was expecting from seeing the trailer, because it really is a bad trailer. It reminds me of Trump, a guy that obviously is a complete idiot, and it has so many things about him that proves that. But like, no, man, he's it's kind of like Kanye too. You also missing Kanye too. Yeah, and I'm like, there is so many whatever you want to call evidence or whatever word you want to come up with that shows that this is not going to be a good movie. Now they bring up two things. One thing that has my interest is when the first two reviews for movies when they come out, there are always lies of people who haven't actually seen the movie, and they'll say, "Man, I don't know if I want to compare this with The Dark Knight or not." And one thing I always do is that person will get like 20,000 views or like 100,000 views. I'm sorry, way more than 20,000. And then you go and you hit their channel and you realize this person only gets 11 views. And somehow a person that constantly keeps getting 11 views seen this movie way before every movie reviewer out there. Bull crap. So the last time I seen something like that was, I think it was this movie. I thought I saw something like that. I can't remember, but it was definitely The Batman. And it was the first kid that reviewed this movie. He's like, man, I don't know if I actually should compare this with The Dark Knight or not. And I was like, you didn't see this movie. And there was other things I've noticed too. And the next thing is, I have a big smile on my face because I have a smile on my face of this movie sucking because I know I'm going to be right. I like being right because I'm the best. But I would actually be kind of stressed out for this movie to suck. And I talked about that. I need a good movie, so I will feel like I'm feeling it now, just, coming back and just, sitting through a movie that's just, I actually do want a good movie. And I explained that several times. I need a good movie. So I don't hate on movies. I just tell the facts and the truth. So let's get started. But what this first guy's going to say is there's something about the trailer. I didn't know how to explain it. He says something, and I was going to agree, but I was thinking, no, it's not that. And it's just that, it's these certain movies that were hyped up, but they're not rewatchable because it is like a cartoonish thing. But the thing is, you're talking social media, because it'd be like saying, Batman v Superman, CGI's awful, the acting's awful, it's a mess, man. And it won't say anything wrong with the movie. And then you realize how dumb they are when they think that they wouldn't say what they wish that would have happened or something, like I explained before. But it's like a cartoonish, something like feels off. Like, I said, Thanos versing, I'll go ahead and say it now for it and play. Like I said, Thanos versing those guys, it was fun, fine watching it for the first time for Infinity War. But when I rewatched it, not actually, like I could never, like I watched it at home and I couldn't get very far because the music was like dun 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 dun, like music you're supposed to clap to, and it just feels so like CGI-ish. And what I was going to say is Batman v Superman. Because I said I'm talking social media, I shouldn't have to tell this story in the real world. Doomsday looked real, and they had that music that I love when it goes doo tense music when Doomsday came down, and it was just like it just brought. I remember that feeling in my chest, like I felt danger here. I feel like this is. I haven't felt this in a while for a superhero movie. But anyways, let's get started with this guy here.
All right. Thanks to my connections in Hollywood, I was able to see Superman, the new Superman movie, and I have to admit,
I can't spoil what
I
I
went in
want to
with
say.
low expectations because this is the Superman movie that I did not want.
And then one thing is I will say is it's weird where we read comments on social media where people will attack reviewers for like saying a Disney Marvel movie sucks. And it's kind of weird because I always thought social media is supposed to be hated now, the Mr. Woke, whatever. And so what was that movie? Yeah, I don't know. I saw it in theaters. The one where it's supposed to be like the Avengers now, the new Avengers. I don't know what it's called. Thunderbolts. I think it's called Thunderbolts. They were mad at IGN for not giving it a 10 or something. And I was like, you guys are still on that? I mean, At what point do you realize Disney Marvel is just for kids and it's just they're just okay, they suck, you know? But that's one thing is and I'm gonna go ahead and play, but so low expectations when you see that it's understandable because I'll let him go and finish. Sorry, let him finish.
I wanted a Henry Cavill movie, and it was not
And he's
that.
gonna explain why. And the thing is, I do understand when he says, "I want a Henry Cavill movie." That's when you get the "You're a Zack Snyder fan." No, he's going to explain. People don't understand. This is not about Zack Snyder. This is about emotions, thrill. You know, not watching because the monster. What I've seen of, I've only seen it once. I don't watch any extra clips or anything because I don't like to spoil when I'm not really. You know, I'm already kind of let down. I don't want to be spoiled for the whole. I mean, from and make it worse. So, but the monster really feels like a CGI fest. It's like you're watching, but you don't feel. And he's going to mention like a cartoon. And I was thinking, yeah, you know, but that makes sense. But it just has that like you don't think at all. You know, it just it feels like where I think he does say fun, maybe flying around watching CGI. But like I said, the Thanos fight Infinity War, it was fun. But when you watch it again, you see Staller, I brought this up before, it seemed like he was throwing a blue firework on Thanos' back and then give him the middle finger. What's his name? Doctor Strange. You watch it on that same fight. He's whooping him with a belt. He's actually swinging his sword like a belt, spanking Thanos in the back. It just and it's just the music is just like you're just supposed to clap to it, you know. So I don't know what music they're gonna have, but that was the thing is Zack Snyder was using someone that brings darkness. Hands. I don't know that music guy's name, and that's because he brings tension. I think he was a person that Christopher Nolan uses a lot, and he's pretty good with his music. But I'm pretty sure he has some Disney music with the Superman. Hold on.
I'll just say it like this. I was entertained. The good news is I was entertained.
Yes,
The
I
action
know.
scenes
So that's
were
one thing I just want to make sure is clear. I plan to be entertained, but I plan to forget about the movie after I leave. You know, not like, I plan to say, hey, I'll watch this, fight scene again where they're flying around and I guess he knocks out some teeth or something, maybe. But it's kind of like I have watched the Hulk versus of Captain America again, but I didn't sit through that. No, I fast forward right to it on Disney Plus. I just saw the fight, and that's it. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's just like, and forget about it. But I'll never sit through it. You know,
fun and adventurous. It was almost like watching a live action Superman
cartoon.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, that's the thing is that's how I think. And he said that's the best way he can describe it. I feel like, yeah, something like a cartoon, something it just doesn't feel real. And he's going to get into is the main point. So it's not really. I don't believe it's really Zack Snyder. It's just Zack Snyder made it feel real. When people got slammed against things, it felt like this is real fire. This is real destruction, best as it can. But this Superman movie, it just feels like these things falling down when he covers that little girl. I said in one of my videos, it looks beautiful, but it doesn't feel real. Like there's a threat. You just watch. You don't really feel anything. It's kind of like Superman Returns. You don't. I did feel something in Superman Returns when it came. Like I said about the kryptonite, I'm not a fan of it. But when he was stabbed in the back and he was like dragged by his mouth or something, I was feeling something, but it still was a forgettable moment. I mean, for that moment right there, and then it was just gibberish stuff. But anyways, because whatever. But
So
that was years ago. I was way younger, and of course, But now at this point, I'm just like, yeah.
this is something completely different than the Man of Steel. Man of Steel was as realistic as possible.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, see how he's saying when I'm saying realistic as possible, like because I was saying realistic as possible because you get these people to say, no man, that one scene where the explosion didn't look all that real, and then I have to block you because you're just wasting my time. Like the concept, what I'm trying to say. Don't play dumb. Those kind of people, you play dumb with me, I block you. You put words in my mouth, I block you. I don't have time for you. Because when I did, I got video responses by people talking about killing themselves and then blaming me for how their life screwed up. Because I don't like a movie they like. I block you. Well, let's go.
Was not. This was like if Superman existed in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
Yeah, and
Is
that's the
what
thing is one more thing I'll say is I don't know. Like I said, is this like this whole thing about I forgot the name of that movie again? Like I say, these movies are forgettable than what I saw about the Avengers kind of people, Thunderbolts, I think they're called. It's just like people. Why are you still getting mad when someone doesn't give a Disney Marvel movie a good review? Are you guys still? I mean, what? So the thing is, it saves James Gunn. I do know social media. His Suicide Squad was supposed to be light. That movie sucked. So I mean, in Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it was probably the best one out of the Avengers because it felt fun for kids. Like a good, but I mean, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but the rest of them sucked. James Gunn, I mean, I don't understand where his credits come from. His show was entertaining, but like I said, I do like The Boys, but the show, whatever was entertaining, my favorite part is where the guy goes to jail, starts talking to Nazis, and why your mom, bangs off in the closet, why the group of black guys. That's probably the funniest part of the whole thing. But it was, I don't watch it again because you don't think through it. You're just watching silly crap. But I'm saying so. Only thing James Gunn has Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and that show that I don't like. I don't care too much for the second season, but I will watch it. I don't even know the name of them. Peacemaker, I think it's called Peacemaker. So yeah, they're just forgettable. But the thing is, I wanted to say is why I stopped is James Gunn. He shouldn't be praised yet. But really, any director should be praised because every time I think this director knows what he's doing, like the guy who did The Raid 2, he hasn't came out with a good movie since. I know he only came out with 2 since. He just came out with just all right movies. But he made you think that this guy knows something that other directors and writers do not know after The Raid 2 and Raid 1. But nah, I mean, he's just dying off. But still, I will still be looking forward to his next movies. Let's go.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't great.
Yeah, so I'm expecting that. I'm expecting that to hear that from the review. I don't think I should go anymore, but as I look, I think this was the last guy. This guy right here.
Yes, I have seen Superman finally. These are my non-spoiler thoughts about James Gunn's Superman.
But the point is why I want to do the video display. Honestly, on the first reviews, they're always bullshit. This time, it's not happening. I think this is kind of the first reviews. People are coming out saying this movie sucks. And I think it's the more upsetting thing about this. Make sure this is clear again. They're being realistic and feeling something. It's just like having seen what they did to, I mentioned Ninja Turtles, how they went into the second, third one and screwed that up. And what else I mentioned? The old Batmans and they got all goofy and crap. But the thing is, I forgot to also mention, it hit me later, was I should have mentioned what they did to Justice League Zack Snyder's cut. Just knowing how these movies are so different. And it's just like why? It's just like why? Why we have to go to this kid crap? Because people I don't know. I get confused because like I said, I'm sorry. I get so confused with social media. They'd be saying something like, Batman v Superman is so dark and emotional, and that was really their complaints. I'm like, you want Batman to have fart jokes? And then the Justice League 2017 comes out. They're like, man, they got the formula right, man. They finally got the formula right. Like, are you kidding me? That's like I said, that feels like that Trump supporter side. Like, what are we, what? So his frustration does feel real. He doesn't feel like he's a fake person. I plan just to be like, all right, whatever, and I don't want to feel that. But from what I'm seeing, I'll be lying to myself to feel any hype up. I'm looking forward to seeing any movie right now. I just sit there and I decided, screw it. I was going to watch 3 movies when I get to. But nope, I decided yesterday. I watched something too. The first one sucked, but it was hyped to social media. It was like Chucky, Child's Play, whatever. Megan 2, whatever it's called. That movie sucks. I decided to watch those free websites. But something like Jurassic World, no, I want to see that in theaters. Even though I'm hearing it's just kind of whatever. I haven't seen that in theaters. And I might get, I mean, honestly, I did say in the video, I might see parts of that today, but I probably won't be able to finish it. But let's go ahead and hit play. But make sure people fully understand when people mention Zack Snyder, they don't have time to go over this for the geeks, and it's really about the emotions, the not that kid crap from like that Justice League 2017. It's just let me feel something, or try. Of like, and I kind of want to mention Avatar. Like, Avatar was gonna let me down until that ending got a little dark, and then Avatar 2, what we're talking about. But here's go. Oh crap! I kicked off, but no, this guy, he's pissed.
Yes, I have
I'm
seen
fast
that.
forwarding a little bit.
Good, brilliant, bad, awful, cringe, all at the same time. It genuinely is. I don't think anyone reviewing this movie is going to find it easy to say it's good, it's great, I love it, it's bad.
You're gonna get them.
It stinks.
Because I saw something about two things. One, I don't believe that Henry Cavill is going to be in the movie, and I don't have time to go over that now. But that literally it's like it feels like a geek mind, like someone that doesn't really know how to make a good movie. Think, oh, that's going to make it great. No, it'll make it odd and weird. And I think the guy named John something explained that in a better way than I can now. But no, that's not in a real directing way. But a geek will think, yeah, they need to have this person. Like, no, just stop. It will just take you out of the movie. And that would have been already spoiled by now over people being annoyed over just goofiness. And it's not. So, but I guess they're trying to get you to go see the movie, trying to get you hyped. Oh, is Henry Cavill gonna show up? They tried that. They did that for Black Adam. That didn't work. But yeah, this guy's pissed. But yeah, I'm just trying to say is I don't believe I'm gonna be upset like him, because I mean I don't know what kind of expectation he's went into. I gotta go, but I'm just like whatever. People, do I have any movies I'm looking forward to this year? Avatar 3. That John Goss says, Superman is my most anticipated movie of this year. Like, you're an idiot, dude. Talking about, he was all hype up for the Spider-Man and City Universe 2, acting like he's a kid, he's grown up in it, trying to play in the kids' playground. That guy's an idiot. But my biggest movie, what was it? Was it anything? Oh, it was Mission Impossible. Yeah, it was. I remember how, but I know why I got hyped. Mission Impossible Fallout sucked. I gotta go. But that trailer is still in my top 5 favorite trailer. Another trailer that's in my top 5 favorite trailer is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. But Mission Impossible Fallout, it's still, I was actually watching that trailer yesterday. I do not like the movie. I do not have the movie. Go to my Blu-ray collection. It's a movie I skipped out on. But my girl eventually saw that new Mission Impossible, and she thinks, well, she felt like it was too long. But I asked her, is it Bible? She said, yeah, it's just maybe on sale. So I guess I'll get it on Black Friday. Sometimes I do that. With movies, I mean, I understand they had problems to do it, but certain things I just felt like I said in my review, the submarine part should have been in the beginning. But anyways, but yeah, so this guy's frustrated. I don't plan to be frustrated. I'm gonna accept. I'm gonna feel like I'm walking into a comedy, so I can be surprised to feel emotions. That's if I go in there to feel like I'm gonna feel like, oh my gosh, is he gonna make it? I'm gonna be completely let down, and I will probably feel like him. So he probably had that feeling from when you go see Ninja Turtles, and then you see that other kitty crap, the old ones, and then so he probably thought emotions because these people, when I see things about masterpiece and all that, I don't click people like that, But yeah, so I'm going there expecting to see a comedy, not expecting to feel anything. That I'll come out the movies where I'm like, okay. And I said thinking about 28 years later. I just said something about that trailer did not look right. I like 28 weeks later and 28, hopefully I said years later, but I like 28 days later and 28 weeks later. But that I said 28 years later, does something feels very off, and wow. Yeah, everybody was, I gotta go.